Philosopher. 1. I am writing to you in reply to your letter, which you are intending to write to me in reply to my letter. I am writing to you in reply to your letter, which you are intending to write to me in reply to my letter which I wrote to you. I am writing to you in reply to your letter, which you are intending to write to me in reply to my letter which I wrote to you. I am writing to you in reply to your letter, which you are intending to write to me in reply to my letter which I wrote to you. 2. A certain violinist bought himself a magnet and was taking it home. On the way, some hooligans attacked the violinist and knocked his cap off. The wind caught his cap and carried it along the street. 3. The violinist put his magnet down and ran off after his cap. The cap landed in a puddle of nitric acid where it dissolved. 4. And the hooligans had by that time grabbed the magnet and made off. 5. The violinist returned home without his cap and without his coat, because the cap had dissolved in the nitric acid, and the violinist, distressed by the loss of his cap, had forgotten his coat on the tram. 6. The conductor of the tram in question took the coat to a second-hand shop, and there he exchanged it for some sour cream, groats, and tomatoes. 7. The conductor's father-in-law stuffed himself on the tomatoes and died. The conductor's father-in-law's body was placed in the morgue, but then things got mixed up, and instead of the conductor's father-in-law, they buried some old woman. 8. On the old woman's grave, they placed a white post with the inscription, Anton Sergeyevich Kondratev. 9. 11 years later, this post fell down, eaten through by worms, and the cemetery watchman sawed the post into 4 pieces and burnt it in his stove. And the cemetery watchman's wife cooked cauliflower soup over this fire. 10. But when the soup was just ready, the clock fell off her wall, right into the saucepan full of soup. They got the clock out of the soup, but there had been echoes in the clock, and now they were in the soup. They gave the soup to Timothy the beggar. 11. Timothy the beggar ate the soup, bugs and all, and told Nikolai the beggar of the watchman's generosity. 12. The next day, Nikolai the beggar went to the cemetery watchman and started asking him for alms. But the cemetery watchman didn't give Nikolai the beggar anything and chased him away. 13. stop. 19. And so, there they are, traveling across the city in the late evening. In front are the violinist and the hooligan son, and behind them, the tram driver and former conductor. 20. They travel on and are not aware of what the connection is between them. And this they will never learn until their dying day.
이